There are few things out there that hold the same amount of nostalgia as the soundtrack of your favorite childhood video game. Having such an integral part of the overall experience, a video game soundtrack can be the difference between an average game and a game that you'll never forget. That's why game developers spend so much time and money making quality soundtracks. I bet there are a few games out there that all you have to do is hear the first note and in comes a rush of nostalgia paired with fond memories of you playing the game for the very first time. So that begs the question, which game has the best and most memorable soundtrack? Quick note, this is a list of my favorite video game soundtracks, and of course everyone has their own opinions. All of these games are what I believe to have the best and most memorable soundtracks, but if you disagree with anything on this list, or you think I might have missed a game, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Starting us off at number 8 is Skyrim. Skyrim, the game that revolutionized the open world fantasy epic, bringing to life a complete virtual world open for you to explore any way you choose. Jeremy Soule, who previously worked on other Elder Scrolls games, was employed to compose the music for Skyrim. The game's main theme, Dragonborn, was recorded with a choir of over 30 people singing in the fictional dragon language. Creative director Todd Howard envisioned the theme for Skyrim as a theme sung by a choir of barbarians. This became a reality when the idea was passed by Soule, who recorded the 30-man choir and layered 3 separate recordings to create the effect of 90 voices. Its soundtrack fits perfectly with the main theme of the game, but I wouldn't go out of my way to listen to it alone, which is why it is last on the list. At number 7, we have Super Smash Bros. Hearing this music instantly brings me back to when I used to play Smash Bros with my brothers as a kid. When you heard this track back in the day, you knew stuff was about to go down, and most of the time, tears would be involved. Nintendo is a game company known for having some of the best soundtracks out there. Super Smash Bros. Features music from Nintendo's most popular gaming franchises. While many were newly arranged for the game, some songs were taken directly from their source games. The music for the Nintendo 64 game was composed by Hirokazu Ando, who later returned as sound and music director in Super Smash Bros. Melee, and Super Smash Bros. Brawl featured the collaboration of 38 contracted composers. A lot of work was put in to produce such an epic soundtrack. And spoiler alert, this isn't the only Nintendo game on this list. One of the most iconic theme songs for any animated show has to be the Pokémon main theme. Yes, this is arguably one of the best theme songs for a cartoon ever, but this list is just focused on video game soundtracks, which is why in the number 6 spot are the Pokémon main series games. Luckily, the soundtrack for the main series Pokémon games are just as good as the TV shows. This particular track is the Celadon City music from Fire Red and Leaf Green. Having that classic 8-bit sound, you just can't find anything that compares to the soundtracks from these older Pokémon games. This music was so popular, an entire 2-disc set of the soundtrack was released on the iTunes Store on December 10th, 2013. Nintendo definitely knows how to cash in on these games as much as possible. Up next is yet another Nintendo game, and in this case, it is the classic Super Mario Bros. Nintendo sound designer Koji Kondo wrote the 6-track score for Super Mario Bros., as well as all of the game's sound effects. At the time he was composing, video game music was mostly meant to attract attention, not necessarily to enhance or conform to the game. Kondo's work on Super Smash Bros. Was one of the major forces in the shift towards music becoming an integral and participatory part of video games. Kondo had 2 specific goals for his music. 1, to convey an unambiguous sonic image of the game world, and 2, to enhance the emotional and physical experience of the gamer. I would say that he achieved both of these goals since this is one of the most recognizable soundtracks of any game ever made. Breaking away from Nintendo, taking the 4th spot is Halo. This game's soundtrack is so popular, the game came out nearly 20 years ago and high school kids are still singing it in the bathrooms to this day. The soundtrack features a wide range of musical styles including chanting, string orchestra, and percussion. Upon release, the soundtrack was well received by critics. A special edition of the soundtrack was released on October 28, 2003, featuring a DVD with a trailer, demo movie, and high quality music for Halo 2. Not only do I love listening to this soundtrack whenever I am playing the game, I actually have some of the songs saved on my Spotify. It is just that good. Taking the number 3 spot is Zelda. The Legend of Zelda theme is a recurring piece of music that was created for the first game of the franchise. The composer and sound director of the series, Koji Kondo, yes, the same composer I've been talking about throughout this video, initially planned to use Maurice Ravello's Bolero as the game's title theme, but was forced to change it when he learned late in the game's development cycle that the copyright of the orchestral piece had not yet expired. As a result, Kondo wrote a new arrangement for the overworld theme within one day. The Zelda theme has topped Screw Attack's top 10 video game themes ever list. It just amazes me how someone can make such an epic theme in a single day. This soundtrack is one of my favorite things to listen to when I'm studying, relaxing, or even when I'm driving for a long time, which is why it is so high on this list. This might come as a shocker since this game is so underrated, but the number 2 spot is dedicated to another Pokemon game, except this time it is not even from the main series games. I'm talking about Pokémon Colosseum. It is by far my favorite Pokemon game and has one of the best soundtracks out of any game out there, let alone the Pokemon franchise. Pokémon Colosseum was released on the Nintendo GameCube in 2004 in North America. The game followed the basic stadium-style battling found in Pokemon Stadium games, but extra gameplay was included in the form of an RPG story mode comparable to the core series, which allowed trainers to catch Generation 2 and Generation 3 Pokemon. It was the best-selling GameCube game of May 2004 and 14th amongst all consoles. It is not surprising how well this game did when it first came out. It was the first time playing a 3D Pokemon game for many people, including myself. I played this game so much when I was a kid and I fell in love with the soundtracks. I even use the Mayor B battle music for most of my videos I make today because it is just so good. At number 1, the video game with the all-time best, most memorable soundtrack is of course Minecraft. Minecraft received critical acclaim, winning several awards and later being cited as one of the greatest video games of all time. With over 238 million copies sold and nearly 140 million monthly active users as of 2021, it is safe to say that you have probably played this game at least once. The soundtrack of this game is just amazing. Sometimes I will load up Minecraft just to listen to the music. With a soundtrack this good paired with the game's unique gameplay, there's no wonder why millions of people spend hours playing this game every single day. There's just something about the sound of the piano alongside the gentle sound of a violin that takes me back to a memory of playing Minecraft inside on a rainy day. Back to a time where I had no worries or responsibilities, just Minecraft. We all know how important the soundtrack is to a game, and why some of the most popular games in the world have the best soundtracks. What is your favorite video game soundtrack? Did I miss one? Let me know in the comments below. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and maybe even consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.